Hello everybody, welcome to my cast of effOrt versus Last. This is from last week, June the 4th. And so this is a ZVT on Circuit Breaker. This is while they were, while Last was preparing for a cell and all that. Obviously, very much a beast now that he's he's won one of his first offline tournaments in a long time. So it's good to see effOrt is up on the up and up. He's getting a lot stronger right now. Mechanics are insane. On the other side, we have Last. Last has been in pretty good shape so far as of recent, but he got bombed out in the ASL 3-0-03 rather against Flash. So not really great for him, but still his TVZ is top notch. So I think we're going to see a really good game on this map. So far, it seems like, by the way, this is cast from corehall.pl, the first-person VODs of Africa streams. So this is obviously from the point of view of effOrt. I apologize, there's going to be a lot of keyboard sounds. We'll just have to get over it. So far, we see that effOrt is going for his pretty standard 12 hatch. We're not going to see anything out of the ordinary here. Just your standard Zerg build. So the question we have to ask on this map is always like, what is the Terran actually gonna do? Oh, he's like super late on that. Anyways, we have to ask, what is the Terran gonna do? Is the Terran player gonna go for 8 racks in the center of the map? Is he gonna do something cheesy like that? That's always the first line of defense you have to think through when you're playing Zerg, is how greedy can I be with this first pool? Looks like he's going for the standard 13 pool, so nothing out of the ordinary there. And he's scouting with his Overlord in vertical positions. This is really nice because it allows your Overlord to just be in the correct position. When you scout that, sorry, he's mumbling something, I don't know. So he's not getting the gas immediately, so he's going to go for the triple hatch. Pretty standard stuff. And you can kind of make this distinction with your first scout. If your first scout sees what's going on in their base, you can immediately just drop down that gas and get ready for any sort of early aggression from the Terran. But as he sees absolutely nothing, he's just going to go for the triple hatch and hope there's not like a proxy somewhere. Now he scouts out Last down in the bottom right hand corner, sees the command center going down, so he knows everything that's going on. And he's probably just going to be playing it pretty standard from here. Going for the triple hatch, Muta or triple hatch lurkers, whichever works for him. So let's see how he decides to play it. Lately, a lot of Zerg players have been going more into the lurker tech first instead of relying on the Mutalisk, but Mutalisk is so tried and true, it's hard to like actually ignore that line. So we see the second Overlord was sent to the middle of the map, to that high ground area where it can get a view of where the forces are going to go. I question where the third Overlord is going to go. Nice block, but really good mineral trick there from Last. The third Overlord typically goes to the other side of that vertical piece. We'll have to see if he instead sends it down to the bottom side to get more view over there, etc. So this is a little bit annoying for because he doesn't know what's coming, but already he's in pretty good shape. He's doing a good job of making a couple extra lings, getting ready for any sort of like 3 marine pokes or anything like that. He's got his Overlords in a safe position, everything's fine. Part of the reason why, wow, he's actually making quite a bit of lings. I'm a bit surprised. But yeah, here's this poke that I was talking about. 5-6 marine poke easily gets cleaned up by the number of lings that effOrt has, so good heads up play from him. Most Zerg players will actually just build a sunken at the natural, but effOrt going for a little bit more of a cheeky play, getting those extra lings. And he also went for the Zergling speed first, so that's an important distinction to make. It's going to allow him to push across the map a lot more aggressively early on, and it's going to set him up really nicely for these lurkers. He's just going to poke in here. This is mostly just to keep the Terran busy and stress effort's ability, last ability to multitask, while at the same time also, you know, potentially getting a pick off of an SCV or two. So really, really nicely played so far. He's gonna continue building Lings, so this is really, wow, he got at least 2 of those SCVs plus a Marine, so pretty good stuff from this first set of Lings. Let's see where he's gonna get his 3rd base, if he's gonna go for that ultra earlier, if he's gonna wait until he gets out the lurkers before he goes crazy. Ah, this is pretty interesting. Usually you don't see this commitment to the Spire until after you have quite a few lurkers out, but it looks like he might be going for a fake, where he goes for the mass Lings into fake lurkers and then retroactively goes into the Mutalisk. This is a very nice, interesting, open way to play the map, as opposed to most Zerg players that will stand pretty scared in their base and camp for a really long time. efOrt's playing this really aggressively, only just now putting down his first spines. Sorry, Sunkens. I come from StarCraft 2, I still call them spines occasionally. You'll have to forgive me. So it looks like efOrt's gonna probably be going for that expansion up in the top right-hand corner. That's where his 3rd's gonna be. Mostly he's just using his Lings to poke around and force out some stims. Oh, nice pickoff. Doesn't lose any Lings, so good stuff from him so far. You see he's left this second pre-colony home unmorphed into the Sunken. It's a really nice small way to get a small advantage in the minerals. Just kind of leave it there and you're in good shape. I like that he's not waiting for the Hydras to actually get all the way over. He's morphing them into lurkers right away wherever they are, and then he can move them over. It's because he has full vision, he doesn't have to worry about blocking the ramp, and already he sees that the last called his bluff that he might be going into Mutalisk. He's putting down the turrets anyway. So this is really nice for last because he literally doesn't have to build any Mutalisk. He can just go straight lurker into Hive if he wants. I'm actually a little surprised he doesn't have the Queen's Nest down already. Unless I missed it. He's moving very quickly, so if I miss anything, I apologize. But we'll have to see what he's doing. So the first couple lurkers come out. So this is going to be a small lurker contain. Just prevent Last from moving out of his base very easily. Okay, good. There's the Hive. So I was wrong. Sorry. Queen's Nest was already down. So this is going really well for efOrt so far. He doesn't quite have any upgrades, but I believe he's working on at least +1. Got full map control, which is so nice for the Zerg player. Whenever you have full map control, it's just the nicest thing ever. Oh, and this is a brilliant run by. He sees the units moving out of position, and then he threatens the natural. Really good move to hold the Terran player back and force him to keep steady. Oh, this is really nice lurker placement too. Gonna get a couple Marines. He's probably gonna have to move those lurkers in a second, because if Last just fans out and prepares to go up that ramp, he can easily break that. And you can see efOrt just slowly tightening the noose, trying to get up there. You see, though, he keeps the lurkers on high ground. That's really important thing to note. Very small advantage that gives you, where if the Marines try to break up the ramp, even just a little bit, they still have that miss percentage going, so it's difficult to actually break the lurkers even if they do get a good fan. Good stuff so far. We already see the Scourge out. This is the only way that Last can really get out on the map, except for apparently these vultures. So it looks like Last is going to be going into that sort of early mech play. He's going to just get the 2 control groups of Marine Medic and then just go straight into mech with the vultures. Don't look like he's gonna go for like Marine Tank or anything like that. So this is going pretty well for efOrt. He's managed to deny the Terran from taking the 3rd base. He's got his own 3rd base up pretty easily, and he's already working on that Hive and the Filer Mound. So good stuff for efOrt. This is so annoying. Vulture's the most annoying thing on Earth. Okay, good. He spots the drop incoming on the left-hand side of the map. Doesn't have any... Okay, never mind. Sorry, I take that back. I was going to say he doesn't have any Scourge in position, but it appears he does. Wow, perfect placement of that Scourge. So, The effort is pretty much prepared for anything. He's gonna go ahead and put these lurkers in the corner of the map over here, because there's a very good chance that Terran tries to drop in that corner of the map. Anytime you see Terran drop, even if it's like a really obvious drop, you know that the rest of it is coming on the other side of the map. That's just always what happens. Terran players, they know that drops won't work necessarily, just if you just send out a drop. So a lot of it is play to keep the Zerg player on their toes, keep them from noticing the other stuff that's coming out. So lots of those Marines going down there. It's a shame that he's going to lose all of those lurkers. There's 4 lurkers. That's quite a bit of gas, but it did its job. It thinned out the Marine count and gave effort the map control that he needed. So he's adding on a lot of hatcheries. So this, to me, tells me that he's not planning on going into Ultras anytime soon. He's just going to be going super ham on Ling Lurker Defiler. Alright, so we do see the 4th base coming down from effort. Their base just went down for last, so he's going to be starting to get that going up. That's good fanning out from last there. He did a really good job. And just this one group of Marine medic over here wiping out an entire group of Lings. It's a little bit unfortunate, but the nice thing is effort's got all of this tech out now. He is, I'll have to check for his upgrades next time he selects a Ling. It's difficult. Anyhow, if I see the Ling upgrades, I'll let you guys know. But he's definitely going to be going for heavy into this Ling Lurker Defiler, and now that he has the Lurkers out, and the Defilers, sorry, he can start pushing out across the map. But wow, nice play from Last to just run in here and snipe a Defiler really quick. This is a very interesting play. This has kind of been the go-to play recently for Terran players, is just get lots of vultures up early on and you can mine the map, and it's almost impossible for Zerg to push out even when they have the full Ling Lurker Defiler. So very obnoxious to deal with. This is why personally I think a lot more Zerg players should be making a small subgroup of Mutalisks. You just make 6 or 7 Mutalisks at this point in the game, and then you can clear up the mines indefinitely with Overlord speed. It's very easy to deal with. But a lot of Zerg players instead prefer to just sacrifice a bunch of Lings. Very good placement on these Lings in the bottom left-hand corner to deal with this. See a big push coming in for Last, up towards Effort's natural, it looks like. Lots of, holy crap, that's so many vultures. Yeah, so this is the pretty standard stuff you see with most Zerg players. They just try to get around the mines by sending lots and lots of Lings out. Unfortunately, after a while, this does become cost efficient. I don't think you can actually do this for any long period of time, especially if you don't have drops up already. So I'm a little bit worried for Effort right now because he doesn't have drops up yet. He's getting the Ultra's Cavern now, but very nice that he found this little opening to this corridor to push down, but he's not going to be able to get very far with it. Forgot to place the the other Nidus. So this is kind of what Zerg players have been doing, is they just kind of push down either side of the map. Kind of like I was talking about the drops before. They're the Mutalisks I'm looking for, right when Overlord speed finishes. So this is actually really nicely played. You don't want to overcommit to the mutas. The mutas are purely just to clean up the mines. Meanwhile, you just take as many of these bases as possible. See this push coming in on the natural, and there's the Dark Storm already gone down, and he's going to be able to get into this mineral line and force the SCVs off. Might even be able to get into this third mineral. Wow, GG instantly. That was really well played by Effort. So you see that he's happy. You see that just that one pressure down one side of the map and down the other, big things come out of that. As soon as you get in on that natural and cut off the reinforcements, it becomes so much harder. And by that point, I don't think Last even had tanks to deal with the lurkers. So very well played by effOrt getting in there. We're going to be going into game 2 of this in just a second. Let's see if Last can get his revenge. Alright, game 2. Same spawning positions for effOrt. Up left for Last. We can assume it's probably not bot right, but I swear sometimes when you play with the same person over and over on the same map, like you get it, like it's the same positions every single time. I know it's random, but that's not how it feels sometimes. Anyhow, so we're gonna see if effOrt tries to play that hyper-aggressive style that he played before. You can see that Last was kicking himself after that last game, allowing effOrt to get all of those resources up, getting his tech up super early and being able to push out across the map. And you can tell he obviously wasn't ready to deal with it at that point in time. So, but unfortunate for Last. Let's see if he can pull it back in this game with maybe a little bit more heads-up play. Maybe he goes for the SK Terran type style. Maybe he doesn't send that 5 Marine poke. In a lot of ways, you can say that that 5 Marine poke was the biggest issue for Last. He lost a lot of those Marines early, and then from then on, he couldn't really put it on any pressure because of the speedlings, because of the lurkers. So we'll have to see how he deals with that this game. We'll have to see if effOrt prefers to stick with that lurker style, or if he tries to go into the Mutalist now that he's feeling a little bit more confident. So, pretty standard 12 hatch again. Nothing out of the ordinary. Again, this is always the danger zone as a Zerg. You need to make sure that you're not going to be cheesed out by some sort of proxy in the middle of the map or anything like that. You see that he's actually scouting cross map this game instead of horizontally with his drone. So that's a really nice small little thing that you can do, saying, oh, I just won a game against my opponent. Maybe he'll do something. That was an Evo chamber. I hope he did not. Okay, good. I would have been really worried if he made an Evo chamber instead of a spawning pool. That's a GG offense right there. Alright, wow. They are in the same exact positions cross map. This drone is going to be able to get in and see all the information it needs. Generally, it's a good time to check the gas as well, but looks like effOrt is just going to be trying to get some poke damage on this Marine before moving it away. He only gets one shot, so nothing big. See the pretty standard triple hatch coming in, followed by the gas. Waiting for that that gas steal by Terran. I don't know why. I think Flash did that recently. We did a gas steal on the Zerg player, and it was like super weird because Zerg just makes a gas that is natural and it's 100% fine. So it always amuses me when Terran players do stuff like that. So effOrt going for a pretty standard build so far, not going to do anything crazy. We're going to see if he goes for that speed first again, or if he goes for the lair first to get his tech out quicker. He's definitely being a lot greedier on the drones, it feels like. I could be wrong, but it looks like he actually snuck in an extra drone or two before making lings. This is so obnoxious. This is honestly my bane of existence as a Zerg player, is dealing with SCV scouts in my base, but it's whatever. Yeah, we do see he's definitely going a lot greedier on the drones this game. And I think it might also have to do with just the mind games of, well, last game my opponent did that 5 Marine poke. Now he's afraid that if he does it again, he'll get wrecked. So very nicely played from effOrt to kind of mind game his opponent. He's going to leave these 3 lings back at home to catch any SCVs. Nothing so far. You see he went for the lair first this time, so not going to be getting the fast Zergling speed. He is getting quite a few Zerglings again. And it looks like he's going to be doing this poke across the map yet again. Like, unless I'm totally wrong and he did go Zergling speed first and I just didn't see it. Oh my god, okay. Never mind. He went for the same exact build. I'm dumb. Anyhow. I really need to watch the mineral count up in the top right hand corner, the mineral and gas counts. But Anyhow, so lots of links coming out. He's going to be able to contain Last in his base again. The nice thing is this time Last didn't lose 5 Marines randomly, so he has a much better chance. But wow, this is a very aggressive poke coming out. He's still going to pick off those 5 or 6 Marines, so very aggressive play from effOrt to try to deny scouting here as well, but also just keep Last stuck in his base, unable to actually do anything. So very interesting little transmutations we see of this build where he pokes in there. If he sees no bunker, he can just suicide, trade for Marines, and it's okay at this point in the game because that gives him the map control he needs. So really cool stuff to see from effOrt. And he's just kind of poking back and forth, just trying to force the Marines out of position, maybe get them to do something stupid. This is actually, he's setting up kind of a nice surround. If Last isn't careful, like he could definitely get surrounded by Lings and get wrecked as he moves out with this first force. And he does indeed. We see the full Lings surround, and that's all of Last's forces going down. This is pretty brutal. He does have the 2 fire bats out, so he's not gonna outright die here. Probably not. Fire bats are good, man. But maybe not good enough. I don't know. Well, okay, it looks like effOrt is being pushed back right now. He's not gonna outright win the game right now. But he definitely did a lot of damage there. And the most important thing is when you buy, like when you attack like this constantly, what you do for yourself is you buy a lot of time for yourself to get up tech. He's gonna try to snipe that Marine. I love it, man. I love it. just being so annoying with these Lings. He is going for the Spire this time instead of the Hydralistin, so this is a very nice way to do it. He's already got all the map control he needs with the Lings, so he didn't really need to go for the Hydralist this time. He can just go for the Mutalist, put on a lot of pressure. He doesn't have to worry about a Marine poke coming out. And Last is already prepared with these missile turrets. Seems like Last always builds blind missile turrets anyway, if he can't scout, because he knows that effOrt is willing to do anything. effOrt can go Mutalist, and he can do that really well. He can also play with the Lurkers really well, so very nicely played so far. First Mutalist come in, they're going to poke this missile turret down. Second one, the third one finishes for Last, so he's going to be able to push this away for now. We do see one group of Marine Medic coming across the map. effOrt's not building any sunken, so it looks like he's relying entirely on his ability to micro these Mutalists very well. He's not even worried about the possibility of this Marine Medic group actually getting into his natural. So really confident play so far by effOrt. Just keeping Last on his toes. It looks like he's going to be expanding up to that top right hand corner yet again. Our Marines getting picked off. One of the Mutalists does go down. One of them is quite low, so we'll have to see how he deals with that. First couple of Lurkers are going to be coming out soon. This very nice small surround on this. This is again one of these things. I think Last is being a little bit too aggressive with this Marine Medic. When you're already behind, it's important to put some pressure on your opponent, just to keep the Zerg player from getting everything they want out of the Mutalist harass. But at the same time, like if you already lost 2 groups of Marine Medic, you can't be so aggressive like that. You have to at least position them on the bridge, or some place where the Lings won't get good surface area. The effOrt's already taking his third. He's going to be expanding there. The first Lurker should already be out by now, if I'm not mistaken. Queen's Nest already up, Hive on the way, so he's going to be in really good shape coming up. Last still stuck on 2 base, can't really make anything happen right now. Gonna poke down these missile turrets and just keep Last pinned back in his base. Last can't really do anything too crazy. Last may try to go for the drop play, but effOrt's already prepared. He's got the first couple of Scourge out, and that's gonna help him deflect this very easily. These aren't like necessarily great trades for the Mutalist, but the important thing is that you're buying a lot of time, you're keeping the Terrington back. That was a pretty good trade though. Yeah, okay, now these Mutalists are paying a lot for themselves. A little bit of miss micro, but not a huge deal. He's got the lurkers out there for the lurker contain. I like the way that he puts his lurkers on the top of this ramp. So even if the Terran player tries to move through the bottom, he can quickly reposition and deal with it. It also directly protects a push into his third base. Terran really has to go all the way around to either the big bridge over by the third or all the way around down to that low ground area to actually get around. So very nicely played by effOrt, just keeping last pinned back in his base. He can't really do anything. He sees this is going to be 3 barracks. He sees the double starport, so he knows it's going to be sort of like an SK Terran. But SK Terran isn't really very good with 0 bio. So, but the first vessel is out, and an irradiate might be coming out soon. So looks like effOrt's actually just gonna try to trade off these mutalisks the best that he can. He's not worried about losing the mutalist to an irradiate because they've already served their purpose. They've kept last pinned back in his base. He's got the Ling lurker that he needs. He's gonna be in pretty good shape. Trying to snipe a vessel, trying to be so cheeky, but not gonna happen quite yet. We see the first irradiates are going down, but there's so many lurkers, it's gonna take forever to actually break this. And already taking the 4th and adding on some extra hatches. effOrt is not afraid of anything. Lots of lurkers in place already. They're going to be able to push this Terran off of the high ground for now. So this is kind of a dangerous game of chicken where the Zerg player is not sure if Terran's going to be moving out of his base via the big ramp or the small ramp. Oh wow, he's going Guardians. I didn't even see the Greater Spire. That was my bad. So we have the Greater Spire coming in with, he's just going to do Lurker, Ling, Guardian. Only 2 of the Guardians out so far, but Guardians are totally viable if the Terran doesn't have a lot of bio left, because they can't really run underneath the... Wow, he sniped so many of those. You see the bio can't even run underneath the Guardians because they get shredded. So there we go. There's a 2-0 for effOrt. Excellent play so far. I'm curious if he's going to play a 3rd match against last. Looks like that's going to be it for now. Anyways, I goes down just a bit. Anyways, I appreciate anybody who watched. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe down below. I'm going to be casting more of these for practice for the ASL and for the SSL Classic in the future. You can find me on Twitter at esportsjohn. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys next time.